Hey guys, welcome to Farming Simulator 19 on Greenwich Valley Farm. It has been such a long time since we've been on here, and I'm glad to be back on it. It's one of my favourite maps, and it just it feels like it's been so long since I've been on it. So, we were apparently harvesting the corn. So, as usual, what have I got to do? Go through this and nuke the distant textures crap. That killed. Fire up the combine. Get GPS going. The GPS is actually, Wobster is currently working on new builds of GPS at quite a rate with the new UI and all of that good stuff. So hopefully it won't be long before we see quite the update for GPS. So definitely something to look forward to on that one. Happy to get that updated, and in-game it works fine now, granted, but there's always room for improvement. There's never not room for improvement in the grand scheme of things. So I missed a whole entire row there. Jeez. I can't remember the last time I was on this map. I really can't. It's been such a long time. Now, I saw a comment in yesterday's video about a Linux series, give it a go, it may be okay. It was by Jack Chambers there. And I just want to go over the reasons why I don't want to do it. A series. I'll quite happily do a stream on it here and there. I'll quite happily do some time lapses here and there. I've actually got one recorded on my secondary drive, well, I'm actually my third backup drive, ready to be edited and thrown up to YouTube. But I don't want to make it a constant thing. I don't want to make it a series per se. We're going to miss a whole entire freaking row here because the GPS was so out of whack. I just want to do it whenever I feel like I'm in the mood to do it. It's one that I want for myself, basically. It's not often I get a map that I really like, and I know I really like, that I'll be able to say, I just want to keep that series to myself. I know it doesn't typically do well on YouTube. There's several people I've spoken to that share the same opinion. It just unfortunately doesn't, as far as the English community goes, for whatever reason. Too narrow-minded, I guess, as far as that side of agriculture goes. So it's a map that I just want to play for myself, enjoy, and relax. And it's nice. It's fun messing around with a big machinery like that. So that's my reason behind it. I just want a me map. There's so often where we get tied up into doing the British stuff, and yeah, you got some people, and I'll say Virtual is one of them, where he is probably, you'd never be able to take his interest away from Farming Simulator. I don't know how he does it. But for me, you could on British maps. I love them, don't get me wrong, but doing them day in, day out, I get bored. The American map is such a niche one, if you like, because I don't get to do them much. I don't get to do it at all on the channel. I have a lot of interest in it. I'm trying new things, and the cotton, just different ways of farming, basically. Stuff that I've picked off of YouTube with Millennial Farmer, Walker Farms, and those lot. So hopefully I kind of explained the standpoint on it. You will see it here and there. Don't get me wrong, you'll definitely see the map, you'll definitely see my progression through it. In a way, it's going to be that series where I've talked about wanting to do, where I'll play it for myself off camera. It's really actually, now I'm thinking and talking out loud about it, it's actually going to end up being like that, where it's that series where I was going to style it as you'd see a real farm. You're not going to see every single detail on the farm, but you'll see sort of, I think the auto whip's out of whack on this. Hang on. You'll see bits and pieces here and there throughout the in-game era, if you like. 7.6 meter. What has it got it set to? I bet it's got it set to 8 meters odd. 7.6. 7.6. Why is it missing a whole entire few rows? Alright, we'll try that. It's not got an offset or anything, is it? 0 offset, 0.6, just a double, triple check. 7.6, 7.6, that's what it is, okay. Seems way wider than the actual physical header is, though. I might bring that down a tad, actually. It just doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's about right. That's a 7 meter. Why is that so wide? Now, for anyone wondering how this stuff works, it really works off of what the working width is, not the actual width of the piece of equipment itself. And you see right there, it's actually harvesting probably a couple of extra rows in game, which it really shouldn't be harvesting. I'm not gonna lie, I never noticed that, really. Alright, it should be good, though. All of the corn. I really need to do corn more. It's something different. It's something that you just... I don't know, around by me, at least in the UK, I really did not see much corn harvesting going on. Like this whole silage, actually, I'm not gonna lie, I barely saw any corn silage going down. I know they tried it one time. The farmer that owned the fields down at my bottom of the road, but I don't know if it's a common thing, and I don't... They must have, but I never saw a corn header parked up anywhere. You see, even then, it's missing down the row. Yeah, Giants. Oh, this is a. Is this a modded one? Is this a modded header? No, it's a stock and game one. Giants screwed up. It's 6 meters. I screwed up. Oh, shut up now. Don't mind me. Just ignore the abbreviation I've got going on here. Just ignore everything I was saying about the header. How many of you were yelling at the screen then? Good times, good times. Good times are had by all. You know, now it's actually going to work properly. Crazy thought. That's probably actually going to line up perfect now. It is too. But it's taking a row where it probably shouldn't be. We'll just block that out. So what else are we doing on the farm? Not much. Just had a quick perusal, and it doesn't seem like we're up to much on here. We're look, we had a bit of fertilization going down with the New Holland 2-wheel drive, which I may swap out to the Ford 2-wheel drive. I actually didn't enable it, so I can't do that right now, but potentially. Did I stop it in time, or did we take out... Yeah, we took out a few rows. Run over to this. Get this beastie fired up. It'd be interesting to see if this map gets updated for seasons. I really hope it does. This would be one hell of a map with seasons. I think that could be our first full load of corn, actually. Yeah, maybe not. I'll shut down, right? Yep. And GPS on. Away we go. Our ends on repeating the harvest. So what else has happened as farm some stuff? Not much to note. Had a little discussion towards the end of yesterday's video, I think, about the FSL League stuff and the cancellation on that. Saw a comment, and yeah, I agree, the FarmCon stuff seemed not particularly organised as well, but honestly, if you guys are picking up on it now, that's Giants. It seems like their organisation is what organisation at times. It really does seem like they have none. Like, even down to the fact of them trying to phone Oxygen David live. Wow. Oxy could hear him. I've spoken to Oxygen David about it after. Oxy could hear everything. Martin couldn't hear him. Martin had no reception. Or barely any reception. If that's the case, patch him through Skype, maybe? Yeah, that would be more reliable, probably. You're streaming it out anyway. Throw Skype through the network, too. I don't know. Come on. There we go. GPS at the end, if it's on near the headland, it won't put the cruise control back on, it stops it, which is awesome when you're coming up to the headland, but as soon as you're on it to try and go back down the road, oh, it gets irritating. Actually, it's probably a decent thumbnail here. Boom! Alright, what do you guys think about doing more corn stuff? I feel that header should be lower too, actually. That corn header should be way lower. Why is it so high? Do you actually cut corn that high? It really seems like it should be a bit lower than that. Maybe, actually. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know much about the corn. Or most crops, let's be honest here. And cruising. If only we had a proper GPS screen, that would be awesome. Maybe one day. Ain't gonna be anytime soon, let me tell you. Won't be anytime soon. Let me actually try something else different for a thumbnail too. Getting in cap shot like that. Something different. Something edgy. Yeah, it's farm sim. You really got to be thinking out of the box nowadays. Had actually someone on stream, and they were saying they were getting into doing YouTube, and they were finding it hard to get subs and any advice. And for people that ask so nicely like that, that don't come in, go into a stream going, "Hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel," I've got so much respect for straight off the bat. It's like, I remember back in the day, I was asking those questions with Bill. And it's one I never said it actually, and I should have. He said to me, and it sticks with me to this day, "Your time will come. You will get them." And look at where the channel is now. Yes, the channel has slowed down dramatically. It's nothing special. As far as sub numbers, like you see Virtual blowing up, you see Simulate when he was doing content blowing up, Dagwin, stuff like that, blowing up. But there is very, very slow growth, which any growth is good, I guess. But it's said, just keep at it, it will come. You'll get there. I think is the words he used. You'll get there. But nowadays, as far as farming simulator content goes, and I use Virtual as a prime example, and he happened to come in perfect timing too, is unless you're doing something completely out of the box, you really... It doesn't seem like you're going anywhere. Like for me, I play how I enjoy playing it. I stick to the traditional Let's Play. I'm not doing these sort of, I'll use Virtual again as an example here, the Realism experiment or roleplay stuff. I don't enjoy roleplay content. I don't enjoy doing it. I tried it once and it was just horrendous. Never again. I just don't enjoy doing that type of stuff. I enjoy just playing the game and recording it. And if people like it, people like it. If they don't, they don't. But you see what Virtual does. You see what Dagwin does. They're doing stuff away from normality. We know Virtual loves it. Can't speak for Dagwin, but each to their own. It's just I'm not going to change what I enjoy doing just to have gains, I guess. And that's one thing I said to the guy is just be true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't change who you are. And some people put on a persona when they do YouTube. Personally, I can't stand that. I can see right through it. And there's people that I've spoken to in TeamSpeak or whatever that definitely seem like they put on a persona on YouTube. They come away from the YouTube and, yeah, well, they are slightly different. That's for damn sure. But the biggest thing I said to him is just stay true to yourself. Keep doing you, and it will come. It really will. But it is a lot harder nowadays. Everybody and their dog can almost put content up, not like it used to be. The platform's changed dramatically as far as just farming simulator goes. Like back in the day, I was one of the originals. Back with Dare Tubbers, with Stocko Gloss, and they're the ones that come to mind, even actually before Dagwin, believe it or not. And I watched Dagwin grow from like 5,000 to 10,000, all the way through the ranks till what he's at now, which is absolutely insane. Why? Because we thought already, dang, he was doing something different at the right time, and just grew astronomical. It was insane watching his channel grow. And there was a lot of hate for the guy. There really was, and there probably still is in some cases. Because of it. And there was a lot of time that people thought I hated the guy. But I didn't. There was no love lost there by any means. It was all good. It was crazy. So, we shall unload this. And I shall be back. Alrighty, sorry about that. I had to quickly pause and go have just for something. So, That is full. Go. Finished. Finish is the tiny, tiny little bit that we've got remaining. Got that side, bit over here. I missed actually quite sizable chunks. Going into it all and get the GPS going again. Bam! This is such a nice combine, this one. I'm glad they did add this size. I just really wish there was a bigger John Deere combine that was a proper European spec, not that weird hybrid thing that we've got in the game default. It really is a mixture. It'll get fixed once we get class. That's all I can say. I didn't really John Deere come in here, hey, we're in Farm Simulator, we should have been here from the get-go. Classic come in, just drop the mic, boom, have our equipment. Walks away. It's literally what they've done. John Deere come in, and then Class 1 up them. I like Class stuff. I love John Deere stuff. I'm a bigger John Deere fan than I am Class, but as far as Class combines go, Class forage harvesters go, that's where I'm at. I prefer John Deere tractors. Not necessarily Class tractors. But I think it's truly comical. Class really just come in and dumped a lot of equipment. And I think I've spoke on this subject before and I've probably repeated myself here. I just wish, I think that some of the limiting factor is companies, but also another limiting factor of what is Giants and what they actually want put into the game. I really wish they stopped making the game, as far as equipment goes, balanced gameplay and all of that, but machinery wise, let the player choose what the player wants to use. If a company is willing to let you use pretty much their whole entire range, have at it. Because now we've got Class coming to the game. Tell me another major brand that we haven't got yet. Because I don't see any. I see brands that are out there, yes, that we haven't got. There's lots. Versatile, would love to see them in the game. Will we? They're a really strong competitor with John Deere, with a very similar machines, I think. So I doubt we'll see them, but I hope we do. Kubota, if they ever add orchard stuff into the game or vineyards, I can see Kubota doing a really good lineup. But that being said, John Deere has a good compact range. Class actually has, I believe, a orchard range and vineyard range. New Holland and Case also have compact tractors along those lines. So reality, are we ever likely to see Kubota into the game? I doubt it. Granted, they are getting more into the ag market, and they are upping their game quite dramatically, it seems, in the ag market. They're getting tractors, I think, into the mid 200 horsepower range now. So they're getting up there. And they're definitely coming places. But in reality, are we ever going to see Kubota? I doubt it. JCB, I'd love to see a better range of their stuff in. They actually have quite a range of agricultural stuff that would probably work with the game very, very nicely indeed. The Tele-Skid or whatever, I think Walker Farms and a few of those guys have that stuff. That would work very well on a farm. A Loadall coming into the game, for the love of God. A Loadall. What else we got? On the Kubota side, which I think would work very nice, they have, and I think Bobcat do as well, two very similar things where it's basically you've got a front loader of some sorts up on the front of a UTV. The uses for that in Farming Simulator I could actually see being quite high and useful. But because they've already got vehicles in the game that do stuff like certain ways, that's why we don't have a John Deere RX, because we've got the quad tracks and all that stuff. And I think Giants really have an upper hand on these companies now that could possibly turn around and say, well, we don't want you to put that tractor in because we've got ours in there. Well, I'm sorry, but do you want to stay in the game and get the advertising, or do you want to explain to the fans of your company why you're pulling out of the game. I think they do have the upper hand on this now. I really do. Now you got most of the core guys in there. Definitely not saying I'm just going to run that over just so it doesn't wind me up. I definitely say not saying that they're going to be able to call the shots big time with them. But if they wanted to, I think they could. But I truly hope that we do see them drop. While we already have, say, some telehandlers, we're not going to put the loader in there because we've already got those. No, let the player, let us decide what we want to use. That's something that's always wound me up about the game. Is they like having their tractors, and this is the way Virtual explained it to me, and of course Virtual has been out to Giants, so he probably has had this explained to him. They like having Giants like having a star tractor or whatever the machine is, so I'll say the quad track for example. That's their top dog as far as the articulated stuff goes, so that's their main one that they're going to focus on. So John Deere comes along with the RX. They're not going to put the RX in because they've already got the quad track. Yes, they've already got the New Holland T9 or whatever it is as well. So there's that, and that's the reason why you don't have certain stuff. And we've actually got more harvesting to do, I think. I didn't realise that field was ready. Sweet. And it just boils down to everything I've just said. Let the player choose what the player wants. Let me know what you guys think on that one. I'm very much of the mindset where the gameplay, the way that works, balance that out. Yes, it's a game. It's not a simulator. It is a game. The simulation part is you are simulating a form of farming. That's the only simulation going on. It's never going to be a realistic simulator. Seasons is in the game and makes it very realistic indeed, for sure. But FS21 comes along, if we have seasons in it by that point, which I think we should, is it going to be what it is now? Probably not. Romus is still going to come along, tweak the living crap out of what we know more than likely of that seasons to be, to make it realistic again. Because they're going to balance it for gameplay, not necessarily realism. Which I think at this point they should take note of what people actually want. And I've seen so many people dip away from the game before seasons come out and then come back because seasons is there now, because it's more of a challenge. The Giants really do need to take notice of that is their main player base. I don't give a crap about the sales or Joe down the road that's going to pick up the game and play it a few times and then drop it again. The core base that keeps the game alive for 2 years are the people that are into agriculture, or that know agriculture, that probably are more than likely farmers themselves, or work on a farm or live on a farm sort of thing. Kids that grow up on a farm, let's just say. They're the people that keep the game alive, not your random Joe from down the road that's bought it for the laugh. But I think, in saying that, from what stuff I've been able to gather, there's a lot of guys at Giants that get that. I think I'd say most of them get that. I get a huge vibe that the higher-ups at Giant Software are the ones that hold the game back the most. Because it's my game, it's fine, why do people want to play it like that? They don't understand that. And it's something that I've had the vibe for years, and I've spoken about for years, and I get it more than ever after hearing stuff from internally. I really, really do. Let's hope one day they smarten up. It's a great game, but the player base, yeah, it got hurt this time around. For everything that happened. That is some beautiful barley. Beautiful barley. Alright, we can nuke that. Nope, we can nuke that course. And that, as far as that subject goes, is really the end. I don't want to harp on about that type of stuff. It's stuff that I feel is true. Very true. After the years I've been playing this game, I see it quite often, unfortunately. It's bad enough when, I'll just say this, when modders requested something to get changed so they can make their maps better in 17, aka the skybox being able to get changed, and higher ups at Giant said no, what's wrong with it, it looks great, why do they want to change it? The developers had to sneak that in because they got where modders were coming from. That's my case in point on that one right there, and that's where I'll leave it. I think they've got jaded by sales. Higher ups. Not the developers. The higher ups. Probably a little out of touch, but hey, we'll leave that there. I think I've spoke on that topic enough. Looks like the light's on there, reflection there. See if we can pick up the speed a bit here. This is an incredibly bumpy track, so I don't want to go half a level down it. Swap out headers. Get this back on the ground and pick up the... what are they called? The Helix headers, I think? Memory serves correctly, I want to say. Helix? God, such a beautiful map, this one. He put Seasons on this, it really will probably be one of the best Seasons maps out there. I'm sorry, Oxy. I love you, man, but dang. The scenery on this map. Green Bay has absolutely knocked it out of the ballpark. He has a very bright future if he wishes to continue with this stuff. Alright, throw that there. And grab this, and it's probably where we'll call it for the day. I like the videos where I've actually got a topic that I've fallen off the top of my head there, and... okay, let go of the frickin' header. Let go. Thank you. It's actually stuck on it. Okay, apparently we're going to need to reset the frickin' header trailer. And the reset point. Where is the reset point for that? I think that's down at the store too. So I'm going to need to run down to the store, so yeah, we are going to call it here. Alrighty, I'm going to call it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We will be back tomorrow on Oakfield. So until next time, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Later!